Hello fellow exoskeleton Pokemon, my name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to use Ledian and how to use Ariados. Ledian, we see that it is a bug flying type, meaning we are, unfortunately, going to be having a lot of weaknesses. That we're going to be having the weakness to fire, electric, and ice, and we're also going to be having the weakness to flying, and that's not really that great. That's actually a lot of types that are very common. However, we do get the resistance to grass, fighting, we get the immunity to ground, and we also get the resistance to bug, but probably most terrifying about Ledian is the 4 times weakness to rock. Then when we look at the abilities, we see it as Swarm. That Swarm is basically like the bug version of the starter abilities, that when the HP is below a third of its maximum, the power of bug type moves gets increased by 50%. Then we also have Early Bird. That Early Bird makes the sleeping conditions halved, so basically if a Pokemon would have been asleep for 4 turns, it's going to wake up in 2. The hidden ability is actually Iron Fist. Now I gotta say, Iron Fist actually is a lot more useful on Infernape than a Ledian. So with Iron Fist, it actually powers up the power of punching moves by 20%. So it gives them a slight boost, not enough to be considered OP, but just enough to give them a tiny little edge. Stats, we see it's a base 390, which is pretty tiny. I gotta say, I'm not too impressed, Ledian. So we got 55 in both the HP and special attack. We got 50 in the defense. We've got 35 in the attack. We've got 85 in the speed, and we have 110 in the special defense. So, what can I say about Ledian except its stats are really just unimpressive. And then with Ariados, we have the bug poison typing, meaning we are going to get the weakness again to fire. We're going to get the weakness to rock. We're going to get the weakness to psychic, and we're going to get the weakness to fly. However, we are going to be getting the resist to grass, poison, fighting, bug, and I believe that would be fairy is our last resistance. Then when it comes to the abilities, we've got Swarm. That Swarm, we already went over it. And then we have Insomnia. That Insomnia is kinda better than Early Bird because it means that the Pokemon literally can't be put to sleep. That if you use any amount of Hypnosis, any amount of Dark Voids, it's not going to put the Ariados to sleep if it has Insomnia. And the hidden ability is actually Sniper. Now, we've seen this a lot on stuff like Beedrill and on stuff like Kingdra, and we see that Sniper actually is a very viable ability. That it powers up the power of crit hit moves to 225 rather than 150, which is actually very much of an increase. That instead of getting up to 150% of the power, you'd get to go up to 225% of the power, which is over double. Looking at the stats, we see only 10 points better than Ledian, but still it somehow works out. So we got 70 in both the HP, defense, and special defense, 90 in the attack, and 60 in the special attack, with 40 in the speed. So right away, I can't say it's too much more impressive than Ledian, but it's also not as bad. And then hopping on over into Showdown, we're going to actually start with Ledian. So the first set we have is a Choice Spec set. So we got the Choice Specs with Swarm. We've got Air Slash, Bug Buzz, Focus Blast, and U-Turn, with the maxed out special attack and speed with the modest nature. So with Ledian, one of the problems is that its attacking stats are so low that you can't really make too much good use out of them unless you put all your investment in them. So we put all the investment in our special attack, get it up to 229, and then we get the Choice Specs boosting that to about 300. So even if we don't have the greatest speed, we still do pack quite a bit of a punch, and if we don't run up against a weakness that's going to outspeed us, we could actually do a decent bit of damage. We got Air Slash and Bug Buzz as our stab moves. That Air Slash, good power, has a chance to flinch, and it is a very good flying special move. We have Bug Buzz. That Bug Buzz, the 90 base power plus the stab from the bug type, isn't actually going to be something we want to overlook. Then we have Focus Blast for countering stuff that Ledian can't really take care of, like Steel types. That Steel types, Ledian doesn't really have an opportunity to take them out, or Ice types. We can use it to take out Ice types and actually use it to our advantage. But overall, Focus Blast, kind of just that extra coverage move. And then we have U-Turn as our pivot. That U-Turn, we all know how it works. Just get us out of a situation we don't want to be in. Also, if I said modest nature, not what I meant. I actually meant rash nature, because you want to boost the special attack and lower the special defense since you're using U-Turn. And then the next set is actually a punching Ledian set. So we got the Ledian with Focus Sash and Iron Fist. We've got Agility, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, and Mach Punch, with the maxed out attack and speed with the Adamant nature. So with this one, basically the idea is we know we're not going to live any sort of hit unless it's a low special hit, so we might want to just take that chance. So we get the Focus Sash to help us live that one hit that's going to kill us, and then in that time we can use Agility. That Agility doubles our speed, meaning we are going to get up into the 538s, meaning we're going to be faster than a lot of stuff. Then we have Drain Punch, so that Drain Punch is good fighting type move, does damage to both steel and ice types, and it heals back some of our damage that we already lost. So say we used Drain Punch on a Greninja, and we were faster than it now, well now the Drain Punch is going to steal back all that health from the Greninja that it took from us. Thunder Punch, that Thunder Punch works out good. It's one of the stronger punch moves that Ledian has access to, and it actually does work out very well. It's also good for countering stuff like flying types, that flying types, again, Ledian doesn't really want to see them, even though it is part flying. So we use Thunder Punch just as coverage. And then we have Mach Punch as our outspeeder, that if we know there's something that's going to use a priority move, well, we can use Mach Punch, and we'll go for the speed tie, and we'll end up winning because our speed will actually be higher. And then the last Ledian set is actually a tanky Ledian set. So we got the leftovers with Swarm, we got Substitute, Toxic, Encore, and Bug Buzz with the maxed out HP and Special Defense with the Calm Nature. So with this one, the idea is basically we're trying to be tanky. We're trying to make use of the 110 Special Defense and boost our HP as high as we can get it. So we got Substitute there. That Substitute gonna be a good move that even with our low HP and low defenses, our Special Defense is gonna be enough to make it at least a 2-hit KO. Then we have Toxic as a wear down. That Toxic basically just wears down our opponent for us slowly by incremental measures until we're able to actually take them out. Then we got Encore to trap our opponent, that if our opponent is going for something like, say, Swords Dance, well, we can Encore them into that Swords Dance and then swap out into their weaknesses, or we can just Encore them and make them go for a move that's going to do no damage to us, and we're just going to keep healing with that leftovers and using Substitute to where we're going to be safe for like the next foreseeable future. Now we have Bug Buzz as our one attacking move, that the 90 base power with the stab is going to actually be our best bet. And then moving on to Ariados, we see the first set is actually a Choice Banded set. So we got the Choice Band with Sniper, we got Leech Life, Cross Poison, Night Slash, and Shadow Sneak, with the maxed out HP and attack with the Adamant Nature. So with Ariados, we have a bit better stats to work with than Ledian, so we can actually kinda do a lot more with Ariados. So we got the Choice Band there to boost our attack, that with the 306, we're going to be getting into the 450s, so we're going to be getting a decent bit of attack on us. We got Leech Life there as our attacking move for Bug. That Leech Life, while we don't get a Bug type move that has increased critical hit ratio, we do get one that can heal back our HP. So we get the Leech Life just as heal recovery. You could run Lunge, which also has the chance to lower your opponent's attack by 100%. So we can actually use Lunge as well, but I kind of prefer Leech Life in this scenario, just because it works out well. Then we got Cross Poison. That Cross Poison, very good poison move, actually has increased critical hit ratio, so with Sniper, it's actually going to be even more threatening because it's going to be getting a 225% bonus every time it hits the crit hit ratio. Then we have Night Slash. Again, Night Slash got a high critical hit ratio, so it's not a bad idea to run it at all. And it also does counter our Psychic weakness, and it can take out Ghost types that we wouldn't really have access to. That a lot of Ghost types, not really hurt by Bug and Poison, so we go for a Night Slash, and if we get that crit hit, well then basically any Ghost is going to be a one-hit KO. We have Shadow Sneak as cleanup. That Shadow Sneak, if we see something that's going to outspeed us, well, we can go for Shadow Sneak, get the priority, and we can also use it just to clean up late game. That if we see something that's on like 5 health, and we still have 4 Pokemon to 3, well, we send out the Ariados, go for a Shadow Sneak, and actually manage to take them out before they can land a hit. Now, you could run Life Orb as well. You could take out the Choice Band and replace it with Life Orb to give yourself more coverability, which actually isn't too bad of a suggestion. Matter of fact, it's completely plausible and completely acceptable, because either item works out just fine. And then we have a Focus Sash Ariados set. So we get the Focus Sash with Sniper, we've got Focus Energy, Cross Poison, Night Slash, and Lunge, with the maxed out HP and attack with the Adamant Nature once again. So with this one, the idea is we're trying to get our crit hit boosted up as much as possible, so that we can actually hit our opponent harder, since we don't have the speed to actually be able to outspeed them. So we got Focus Energy there to raise our crit hit ratio, that it actually works out very well. I've seen a lot of times where the crit hit ratio actually get raised. In fact, when I was grinding in my Soul Silver on my own, when I wasn't recording it, I kept using Focus Energy on Beedrill, and it actually scored a lot of critical hits. And then we got Cross Poison. That Cross Poison, very good poison move, and it has the increased critical hit ratio, just like Night Slash. That Night Slash and Cross Poison, both high critical hit ratios and both very good moves, so it's not really a bad idea to run them. Then we have Lunge. That Lunge, good bug move, lowers our opponent's attack, kind of what we want. You could also go for Leech Life. Again, either move kind of works, it just depends on which one you want more. And the final set is actually a tanky Ariados. So we got the Black Sludge with Swarm, we got Substitute, Toxic Spikes, Disable, and Leech Life, with the maxed out HP and defense with the Impish nature. So with this one, the idea is, while we don't have that much tank, we're actually taking use of what we do have. So we got the Black Sludge as health recovery that we don't really need leftovers, plus if our opponent tries to go for a trick with a choice item, well, then they're going to get our Black Sludge, and they're actually going to be taking damage every single turn. And we have Swarm there as our basic ability that with this set, Sniper not really going to be our best option, so going for Swarm, going to be a bit better, especially if we end up knocking ourselves down to below the third of our health range with Substitute. Then we got Substitute there as our free wall that, even with our lower stats and our lower defenses, our HP should make a good substitute, at least one that would last one turn. And then we have Toxic Spikes there as set up. The Toxic Spikes basically just set up for any Pokemon coming in to be poisoned. And we also have Disable. Now, Disable I run mainly because of the fact that it can kind of shut a lot of Pokemon down. So, if we're running up against something like a Scizor and it starts to go for Swords Dance, well, we can go for Disable once it goes for the Swords Dance, or if we predict the Swords Dance, go for Disable right off the bat and shut it down to where it can't get its stat boosts, and it won't really be able to do that much to us because, again, Bug and Steel, not really going to affect a Bug and Poison. And then we have Leech Life as our one attacking move. That Leech Life, give us that health back, and since we have a good amount of attack still, we can use the Leech Life and actually get a decent bit of damage off as well. And that is going to be how you use Ariados and Ledian. Not two of the greatest Pokemon, two Pokemon that people really like. Although some people are extremely afraid of spiders, so there's a lot of people that hate Ariados and love Ledian a lot more. But still, they're two Pokemon that people actually really like, just because they're some of the classics, and they are really old, and they have been a lot of people's favorites for so long that it's kind of hard to shove them out of history. Regardless, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on, let me know down in the comments, and if you did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one.